Good Friday morning, everyone. We are here, Wrestling with Horror, Etep with you. We're going to look at some ratings today for AEW Dynamite on July 31st. This past Wednesday. Not a good show. If you want to see our review of it, go back to the channel, live tab, AEW reviews in the playlist, or just one of the last live streams we did right here in the channel. I released another AEW video yesterday. AEW has a big man problem. And somebody tried to say 70% of their roster is small. They don't have a big man problem. They do because they shit on their big men. And it's just go watch the video. Link in the description, as I will link some of the other AEW videos that are pertinent to your viewing experience here at the channel. But let's take a look at these ratings. 609,000 viewers after a slight bump in the ratings last week with a 0.18. In that key demo, the 18 to 49. Yeah, this is absolutely atrocious for them. I mean, and we'll look here. Comparatively speaking, it's bad. And you know, and AEW has a tendency to blame, it's the NFL, or it's college football, or it's basketball, or it's hockey, or it's Antiques fucking Roadshow. Your ratings are bad because you have a subpar product. Now, in this subpar product, are there diamonds in the rough? Absolutely. You've got a lot of talented guys on your roster, and girls. You've got a huge, swollen, bloated roster that you're paying a ton of money to, half of which don't even get fucking TV time. Because you don't know how to book, Tony Khan. You have no idea how to book. Your idea of booking is getting one of your action figures and another, I'll just use Michael Myers because I don't have another wrestling action figure right here on my desk, but just going like, okay, this is what you're getting. These two are going to fight. Well, why are they going to fight? Well, because they're going to fight, and they're going to do flippy stuff, and Owen's not going to fall out of the rafters. Oh, Jesus Christ.
And that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
That's his rationale when it comes to booking. Now, there are some angles that have worked, but, I mean, look at MJF. And I relate this to ratings because if you're putting on a good program with compelling angles, people are going to watch. I mean, when we get into the head-to-head rate, not head-to-head, on the same night, but the difference between Dynamite and SmackDown and Raw, I mean, Raw has been just a shade under 2 million. SmackDown has consistently been over 2 million. AEW can barely break 800,000 on Dynamite. Collision and Rampage are sub 400. I think it was Rampage is like 306,000 people. You've got literally half of that audience that you have for Dynamite watching Rampage. Who the fuck watches Ring of Honor? It's not even Ring of Honor anymore. It's kind of shit. That's what it is. It's just a ring of shit that's meaningless. Shut it down or use it as your NXT.
It's fucking bullshit.
Episode versus last week, they had 786,000 last week. You had 609. You're 606, whatever, 609,000. You're down 23%. Versus trailing 4 weeks, 757,000, down 20%. Quarter three, P2 average, 2024 versus 2023, down 19%. August, versus 2023, 2024 versus 2023, down 30%. I mean, I don't understand why the AEW marks are the proverbial raccoons defending the trash can they just tipped over from the other raccoons. Garbage pickers. They're garbage pickers. This is what it is. You're sitting here and you're going to tell me that this is the best wrestling. We put the best wrestling. Well, good, because not many people tune in to see just wrestling. Like, the angles, the story, that's what makes you want to see the fucking match. The match is a payoff for the build. There's no payoff for anything on AEW because it's just thrown together shit. Well, Lance Archer and Will Ospreay worked 3 matches and Ospreay is 2-1. So let's put Will Ospreay and Lance Archer on the opening. 270 versus 220 pounds. And let's have Will Ospreay not sell anything and just basically, go over clean, hit him with his stupid little fucking weak. That's the hidden blade. What a weak finishing move. What a stupid looking finishing move. It's as dumb as when these fuckers sit around and have to wait for somebody to run the ropes 3 times and come back and kick him in the face. And then you wonder why you're drawing 609,000 fucking viewers and blaming the Olympics. Jesus, God in heaven. And let's talk about Will Ospreay and MJF, right? And I listened to another wrestling YouTuber talk about how they're not a draw. Fair enough. Will Ospreay, I'm sorry, in America, Will Ospreay is not a draw. Not a draw at all. If you want to see somebody come out and flip around and say bruv and speak unintelligible Cockney, then yeah, Will Ospreay's your guy. But, I mean, MJF, yeah, MJF's a draw. MJF is a big draw. You've got to put him in the right position, but you can't put MJF and Will Ospreay together with no build. Now they've got a build going to this. This is kind of an angle, but the problem is they gave away the best match these two are going to work on free TV. This match at Wembley, I mean, what are you going to do to up an hour? You going to go an hour and a half? Jesus, please don't, because there's going to be 15 other matches on the card. It's going to be 6 hours as it is. Like, SummerSlam, which made me laugh, tomorrow night, you know, AEW's like, oh, well, we're going to move Collision up till 5 o'clock so we don't go head-to-head with SummerSlam and get buried even worse. So WWE's like, we're going to do a 3-hour pre-show and we're starting at 4. I'm not covering that. I don't give a fuck about a dark match. I don't give a fuck about the pre-show. Don't care. I've been keeping up with the product. I've been watching it. So I know what I'm getting going in pretty much. I don't know if I'll get to see SmackDown tonight, but I'll watch it in the morning. But this is so MJF and Ospreay, you know, you've got Ospreay, you know, MJF comes out, you know, beating him down, and you get Kyle Fletcher coming out, sets up a match for Dynamite next week. Do you really think Kyle Fletcher and MJF are a draw together? Like, I take nothing away from Kyle Fletcher because God knows he's got sky blue, so hats off to you, sir. But no, I mean, this guy, again, not a draw in the U.S. Nobody gives a fuck about Kyle Fletcher in the U.S. Nobody cares. Half of these guys on the roster, the average just wrestling fan is not going to know who they are or care. You know, I'm sorry. I don't give a shit about CMLL. I don't give a shit about AAA. I don't give a shit about New Japan, Stardom. What is the other one? I just heard another. I can't even think of the name of it, where one of these ladies that's headed to the U.S. From Japan is wrestling. Marigold. Knew it was like a flower or something. I think a marigold is a flower. But this is the problem. You're signing all these people and nobody gives a shit who they are. They don't move the needle. They're not going to move the needle. I mean, the 6-man tag. Let me go to my notes here from Wednesday night. You had the 6-man tag with who the fuck was even in that match? The Beast Mordos, Roosh, and Roderick Strong, the Undisputed Kingdom versus Mark Briscoe, Ishii, and Orange Cassidy with Kyle O'Reilly Auto Parts. Where's the draw in that match? I'll tell you where the draw is for that match. It is nowhere to be fucking found.
Nope.
I know you're getting ready for Wembley. You would think you would want more compelling TV leading into your WrestleMania, your biggest show of the year. You're talking about my Wembley moments now, which is just as stupid as people saying, I want my WrestleMania moment and pointing at the fucking sign. That is the dumbest, most annoying, just contrived shit. Like, everybody points, because one person, not everybody's got to point at the sign. My Mania moment. Now you got the AEW people doing, oh, my Wembley moment. I don't think they're going to sell as many tickets as they did last year. Shane McMahon is not going to sell tickets if Shane McMahon came in. If. And I honestly don't think he is. I don't think he is. If he does, I will be surprised. But I don't think Shane McMahon's going to. Not in the capacity that these fucking weirdos want him to. Dude's 54 years old. He's not a wrestler anymore. He tried to do a leapfrog and blew 2 quads out. Snoop Dogg had to save the match at Mania last year. Please, don't, Shane. Help Tony with connections. Maybe reach out to talent relations. And then you get Vince Russo. Vince Russo says that he's still on that Vince McMahon is going to buy AEW thing. I respect Vince Russo more now than I ever have. That's insane. And then he gets on his, bro, you don't know Vince, bro. I was in Vince McMahon's pocket, bro. You don't know him, bro. You're just a mark, bro. You're all marks except for me, bro.
Don't use bro. Don't. You can use any other word in the English vocab. Do not use bro, please.
Mind you, this man booked himself to win the WCW World Championship. Yeah. And I'm not downing on Vince completely, but I mean, like I said, I could be completely off base here. You know, I never worked for WWE or WCW. I worked on the indies for 10 years. That's my experience, you know, and I had the book for a minute with one, you know, and, you know, other than that, I did my thing and I helped the boys out with promos and shit. You know, that was my when I was wrestling, I'd help the guys with promos, the other boys. Because it's like, hey, man, that's my thing is the gift of gab. Not that I wasn't a good worker. I was fine. But I excel on the microphone if you can't tell from the last 5 years. I don't know about Vince coming in and buying AEW. I don't. And this is like WCW, bro, in 2001. I see the ratings are lower than WCW in 2001 and AEW. I mean, Jesus Christ. But, maybe they did get in Shad's ear and Shad's telling Tony, it's time. It's time. We've tried it. If the McMahons were going to do this, now, Shane being the front man, because Vince can't do anything publicly because of the lawsuit, that wouldn't be good. I think that would scare away potential, investors, advertisers, things of the like. But Shane coming in, doing this, lock it. Now, if they bought it, wouldn't it be something if they did it after AEW signed that new TV deal with Warner Brothers Discovery? Wouldn't that be something? Here comes Shane, swoops in, buys AEW, and it's after they've got that deal, secured with Warner Brothers Discovery. Shane works some magic, whatever his business connection. I don't see Shane, like, the one thing I agreed with Russo on is I don't see Shane working for Tony Khan.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
So I don't know. It's just kind of a fun way to end this video. A little more speculation, talking about what the talking heads are talking about. But Russo, I think I don't know, with the whole Vince buying AEW thing. I don't know. Absolutely, he knows Vince McMahon. Spent time with him, knows him, worked with him side by side closely. So maybe a good perspective, but I don't see it. I don't see that happening. But like I said, I could be wrong. I thought I was wrong once before, but I was only mistaken. Now it's your turn. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. AEW's ratings, are they going to really improve? How are they going to do at Wembley as far as ticket sales go? What are the pay-per-view buys going to look like? Is Dynamite going to up their ratings this week? How bad are the Collision and Rampages tonight, Collisions tomorrow? Are they going to sink sub 300,000? I would laugh if Collision was under 300,000 viewers tomorrow night. I really would. It would make me fucking laugh. And then all the other AEW marks. We didn't get the Olympics in SummerSlam, and WWE's mean. That's what we'll get. But until then, folks, like I said, leave your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't yet, subscribe. It's free. It always will be. There's paid channel memberships, $2.99, $4.99, members content, Patreon, patreon.com/wrestlingwithhorror420. Bunch of content over there. If not, like I said, just subscribe. It's free. It always will be. I will catch you guys with another video soon. I'm Etep from Wrestling with Horror. Remember, it's better to burn out than fade away.